Welcome to this lesson on Amazon S3 pre-signed URLs. In this video, you'll learn how to generate time-limited URLs that provide temporary access to private objects stored in S3. This is part of our AWS storage series, where we explore essential S3 features for building secure and scalable applications. Pre-signed URLs are special time-limited URLs that grant temporary access to private S3 objects without requiring AWS credentials or changing your bucket permissions. The key benefit is that you can securely share private objects with users who don't have AWS accounts while maintaining complete control over how long they can access those objects. These URLs automatically expire after a specified time period, which can range from seconds to 7 days, revoking access without any manual intervention on your part. The workflow for pre-signed URLs involves 3 simple steps. First, you generate the URL using your AWS credentials through the CLI, SDK, or console. Second, you share this generated URL with your end users through email, messaging, or any other communication method. Third, users access the object directly via the URL without needing any AWS knowledge or credentials. The key security feature here is that the URL contains a cryptographic signature that S3 validates on every request. This means your AWS credentials are never exposed to end users, maintaining security throughout the process. Pre-signed URLs are incredibly versatile and solve many real-world problems. For file downloads, you can share private documents, media files, or reports with specific users for a limited time. For direct uploads, you can allow users to upload files directly to S3 without routing data through your application server, which saves bandwidth and processing power. For media streaming, you can provide temporary access to video or audio content for authorized subscribers or customers. And for secure sharing, you can share sensitive data with partners or clients without exposing your AWS credentials or making objects publicly accessible. Pre-signed URLs support 3 main HTTP operations. The GET method is used for downloading or retrieving objects from S3. This is the most common use case when you want users to download files. The PUT method is used for uploading objects directly to S3. This allows users to upload files without going through your backend servers. The POST method is used for browser-based form uploads with policies. This is particularly useful for web applications, where users upload files through HTML forms with additional constraints and validations. There are 3 primary ways to generate pre-signed URLs. The AWS CLI provides a command line interface for quick URL generation, perfect for testing or one-off tasks. You use the AWS S3 pre-sign command for this purpose. AWS SDKs enable programmatic generation directly within your applications. Popular SDKs include Boto 3 for Python and the SDK for JavaScript. This is the most common method for production applications. The AWS Management Console allows manual generation through a graphical interface. You can select any object in S3, go to Object Actions, and generate a pre-signed URL with just a few clicks. Let's look at a practical example using the AWS CLI to generate a GET URL for downloads. The command is AWS S3 pre-sign, followed by the S3 URI of your object, such as s3://my-bucket/document.pdf. Then you add the expires dash and flag with a value of 3600, which represents seconds. This command returns a complete HTTPS URL that grants temporary access to the specified object for 3600 seconds, which equals 1 hour. Users can simply click this URL in their browser or use it in their applications to download the file. Here's how to generate a GET URL using Python and the Boto 3 library. First, import Boto 3. Then create an S3 client by calling boto3.client with the argument S3. Next, call the generate_pre-signed_URL method on the S3_client object. Pass 3 arguments: the string get_object to specify the operation, a params dictionary containing bucket set to my dash bucket and key set to document.pdf, and finally expires in set to 3600 seconds. The method returns the pre-signed URL as a string that you can share with users. Generating a PUT URL for uploads follows a similar pattern in Python. Import Boto3 and create an S3 client the same way. Then call generate underscore pre-signed underscore URL, but this time put underscore object as the first argument instead of get underscore object. The params dictionary contains bucket set to my dash bucket and key set to upload.jpg, which is the destination path for the uploaded file. Set expires in to 3600 seconds. Users can then use this URL with an HTTP put request to upload files directly to your S3 bucket without your server being involved in the data transfer. To maintain security when using pre-signed URLs, follow these best practices. First, use the minimal expiration time needed for your use case to limit the exposure window. Shorter expiration times reduce the risk if a URL is accidentally shared or intercepted. Second, ensure secure transmission by sharing URLs over HTTPS only and avoid logging or storing them in plain text, as they provide access to your resources. Third, verify that the IAM entity generating the URL has only the minimum required permissions for the operation, following the principle of least privilege. Finally, enable CloudTrail logging to monitor and track pre-signed URL generation and usage patterns, which helps you detect any suspicious activity or unauthorized access attempts.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.